about controlling things and planning and keeping things within our grasp and our goals and going after the things that we want in our life. Now, this is going to be kind of counterintuitive to what most people would think would be a message for this. You have to give up the need, want, desire, and effort to try to control everything in your life to see transformation. Oftentimes, when we are afraid of how things will turn out based on past experiences or beliefs that we have about ourselves, we try to control the narrative, the rhetoric, what we hear, what's going on around of us, and we believe that as soon as things are within my control, then I can do the things that I want to do and my life will change. And this is a false belief. This is keeping us in the hamster wheel of the existence and the life that we're experiencing, that we're trying to control. And we have to give up that need to try to control everything. It's not helping you. It's not helping you to try to make sure that everything works out the way that you want in your life. Now, you might be saying, how can I design my life, go after my destiny, go after my goals if I stop trying to control things? It's giving up the need for you to try to control everything and trusting the process, letting go of the grip on what you hold on to. Taking ownership over your choices in your life and letting other people make choices for themselves and being okay with the choices other people make without ever needing to make them do anything different than they are doing right now, without needing anything around you to change for you to go after your goals. Oftentimes I see people where they're waiting until a moment in the future where they have control over everything and everything goes the way that they want it to for them to feel safe to do the things that they were made to do, their destiny, their purpose. And they're looking off into the future, hoping that one day this will happen. And this is very counterintuitive. Now, this comes in through life experience because any moment where we weren't in control, oftentimes we experienced pain, things that hurt. We got in trouble. Maybe we lost some things. Maybe things didn't pan out good for us. And so we're fearful of that happening again. And we're trying to control ourselves from ever feeling that shame, that experience, that pain again by controlling everything, by trying to keep it in control. And the fact is that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling loop of when we try to control everything, to change things in our life, we repeat the exact same patterns that created that shame, fear, control cycle in the first place. It's counterintuitive to what we believe in our minds. And we're actually programmed as humans to avoid what hurts us, to not let things happen again that happened to us. But we have to start to realize, okay, wait a sec. This is how my brain is programmed. This is how my life feels. This is what I feel is best, but it's not serving me. I'm going to take ownership of my choices, walk in confidence, even when I can't control everything, and be a confident person and go after the things that I was made to do. I made a little post about 2 minutes ago. I said, confidence doesn't need to control things. It just is, regardless of what's going on around you. And a powerful person doesn't need anything to change around them to be powerful. And oftentimes people believe, well, for me to be a powerful person, I need to get to a place where all these things change. I need to get to a place where I can finally control things and then I can be powerful. And we're looking at an outcome in the future and hoping that our situation changes for us to be the person that we were made to be. And that you will never happen. And then we're comparing where we've seen other people where they finally got control of things and then they became who we want to be. And we're comparing ourselves to somebody else's situation and saying, okay, once I can control things like they can, then I can be who I was made to be. The fact of the matter is that It's a state of being first, not doing. You don't do and then become. You don't get control and then your life changes. Your life changes by just being confident, by not needing anything to change around you. And then you start to live as if, walk in faith, walk in the victory in the future without needing anything to change around you. You start doing the things and taking ownership over your choices in your life, staying focused, staying consistent, staying committed, even when everything is going on chaotic around you and you can't predict things. You know, I had a situation yesterday where I got a nail in the tire of my car, and I rent my car out on an app called Turo. So people pay me to rent my car out. And there was a nail, and I had to deliver my car 2 hours from the time I discovered the nail. I went to a store, and they told me, hey, you know what? We can't fix the nail in your tire because it's just our policy on this. But I was like, you know what? It's in a spot it can be repaired. Can you just do it? They're like, no, we can't. And in the past, because everything was outside of my control, 2 hours, now I got 1 hour to go. What am I going to do? I would have kind of freaked out in that moment. Instead, I took a step back and I said, you know what? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll take my keys back. And I called another place in town, a mile away. They said, sure, no problem. We'll fix it. They fixed it. Boom. Car was on the road. Got it rented out. Instead of trying to control everything, instead of needing that one shop to do what I wanted, I just said, you know what? Cool. Awesome. I don't need you to change for me. I'm going to go somewhere else. Totally fine. And sometimes we have to let things go. We have to let things go in our life, the need to control things. We have to let the outcome go and be okay with it not being exactly how we foresaw it, not being exactly how we want it to be, to then step into and do the things that will actually help us. I could have, man, I'm going to tell you this, probably about a year ago, I would have really let that ruin my day. I would have let that ruin my weekend, in fact. That type of a situation. I'm real honestly, I know that, might make me look weak or sound weak to some people to admit that, but I think it's going to help you realize that even if you're somebody that's like that, you can grow from this. It's not about trying to control things. It's about just letting things go, being present in the moment. Stop worrying about how it's going to pan out. Stop worrying about how it's going to work out. Just start putting one foot in front of the other to go after your goals with joy, with hope, with peace in your spirit, that you don't need other people to change or do anything, that you don't need anything to be controlled around you for you to have peace inside of you, for you to do the things that God called you to do. And sometimes it's, just letting things go. Sometimes people don't act in a way that you want them to, and that's, maybe they manifest, maybe they get all cuckoo or crazy, whatever. You don't need them to change for you. Just let it go and even honor and say, hey, looks like you're struggling. I'm praying for you. Or then sometimes even saying that might be self-serving. It might serve us to feel like, we got the upper hand. Sometimes it's just letting somebody go and not even needing to get the last word in. It's totally fine. You don't need to control everything. And when you let go of the need to control things in your life and you start to just flow and put one foot in front of the other, I promise you, being present in the present moment, what's the task at hand? Okay, maybe if you make a mistake, man, we make mistakes all the time. How do I control this mistake? Well, sometimes you can't. You just let it go and say, you know what, made a mistake. I'm going to do better next time. You don't dwell on it. You don't ruminate on it. And you just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward towards your goals, regardless of what happens around you. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be exactly how you saw it. It's okay. So, we see things in our minds dimly. We see things, and sometimes we can predict things exactly with accuracy, and we believe, okay, if it didn't work out exactly as I saw it, it's not good. Let that go. It's okay. Put one foot in front of the other. Trust the process. Trust things to work out for you, and watch your life change and transform around you. Happy Saturday, everybody. Go after your goals. I believe in you. Grow your life.